Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the video. My name is Brian, and if you're new to this channel, we talk about all things money, and that does not necessarily limit us to finances. Today, I want to talk about some of the finance and lifestyle influencers that I have been watched and subscribed to. Now, being a boomer, I was greatly influenced by some of the YouTube finance people as I was starting my journey. And today I want to talk about three of them and why I have unsubscribed to their channels even though they helped me. The first one I want to talk about is Graham Stephan. Now, when I first got started in 2019, I watched all of Graham's material. Then he did Millennial Money, and I watched all of that. And then he did his vlog, and I watched everything he's done. I have watched, and there were some issues with a lot of the people that were at his company that represents creators. And Graham never took a stand. He always took the middle ground, and some of those issues that really irritated me. It appeared to me that he had no backbone. Then the FTX thing hit. And rather than just own up and say, yep, I did it, I took the money, I'm a bad guy. No, he shut up about it, and then he took Millennial Money and got rid of every episode because Millennial Money was highly financed by FTX. Now, if you're not aware, FTX was a Ponzi scheme, and they were paying these guys, these influencers, tons of cash to push their product. Well, it all came tumbling down, and the owner went to jail, and then they sued the creators and their company for $1 billion. $1 billion. Now, some of them opted out. Graham took the sissy way out. He got rid of Millennial Money, eliminated all the episodes. He didn't talk about it publicly. And then, maybe related, maybe not, his personal channel went all the way down to one show a week. He was doing 3 shows a week on a primary channel. Now, when he did that, he had to fire one of his employees. So, his being greedy, taking the money from FTX, cost his employee his job. Okay, so one time, shame on me. Or shame on FTX, from Graham's standpoint. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So the first time, I let it go. You know, he didn't do due diligence. He got caught with his pants down around his ankles. Okay. Recently, Yada Bank. Yada Bank was pushed extremely hard by Graham. In fact, Graham came on and said he was part owner of Yada Bank. I came very close to investing in Yada Bank simply because he did it. This bank recently, and when I say recently, within the last week or two, as of this recording, had all of the accounts frozen. Nobody can get their money. Now, it's my understanding it didn't have anything to do with the management of the bank. It had to do with, it wasn't really a bank. It was an extension of a bank, and the fintech company that was actually doing the banking part of it filed bankruptcy. So when they did, now people got their money in Yada Bank and can't get it out. Okay, that's fool me twice. Shame on me. Okay? The Bible is not wrong when it says the love of money is the root of all evil. Graham Stephan loves money. That's his God. And I'm sad to hear that. And I know that's a fact because I heard him on an interview one time talk about his spiritual beliefs. It ain't God. So I unsubscribed. The second person I want to talk about as an influencer is Shelby Church. I love Shelby Church. She's a beautiful female. She's very kind, very outgoing, very perky personality, and I love all of that. And I've been subscribed to her for years. About 6 months ago, I was watching one of her vlogs, and she said a curse word in there. And that shocked me. And I let it go. And I noticed the very next vlog, she said 2 curse words. I put it in the comment section and I said, "Cursing on your vlog? Really?" She wrote back and she said, "I just feel more comfortable on screen now, and I'm capable to do that." And I answered her back and I said, "The people that watch you are men. At least half. When men watch a pretty, feminine female on screen and they hear curse words come out of her mouth, it takes all of that beauty and turns it to ugly." I unsubscribed. After I continued to watch for a while, she started complaining that her views were going down. Hello? So she's recently changed her format. She's trying to put some more creativity and charge in it to get the viewership back. But I got news for her. If you're going to go after the male population and you're trying to put forth a wholesome, feminine persona, cursing is not going to get you any more views. So I unsubscribed. Her sister, on the other hand, Monica Church, is a class act. I've never heard her say a foul word on screen. She also puts forth the persona of a professional, beautiful person that invests. Class act. I love Monica Church. I will continue to watch her. Shelby, I'm out. The last one I want to talk about is ICH, also known as the Iced Coffee Hour. Again, this goes back to Graham Stephan. And his protege on there, his name is Jack. Don't remember Jack's last name. I loved that show. In fact, when they first started it, I told them that this show, I wrote in the comments, and I said, this show, this format, is reminiscent to me of the Johnny Carson show. And that Johnny Carson show was around for decades. This show has the potential to be on YouTube for decades. Yes, please, continue. And I watched that show forever. Then I started noticing something. When I first noticed it, they were trying to infuse political viewpoints into it, and they did it in a fair way in the beginning. They'd have a conservative on and he'd get an hour and a half. They'd have a liberal on and he'd get an hour and a half. But as time went on, and I noticed at first when a conservative speaker was on there, he got exactly an hour and a half. Boom, done. The very next week they had a Harvard professor on there, a liberal Harvard professor. 4 hours. A couple of weeks later, they had a conservative on, an hour and 45 minutes. Next week, they had another liberal Harvard professor on, 3.5 hours. So if you ask them point blank, and I'm sure nobody will, but if they did, they would say, well, we try to keep it balanced. We do a conservative liberal. And that's true. But the conservative gets an hour and a half, and the liberal gets 4 hours. That program has become an extension of the mainstream media. Liberal bias, token conservatism. I'm out. I unsubscribed, and I told them why. So my conclusion to all of this is pay attention. Just because it's on YouTube, just because it's online, does not mean it is not part of the mainstream media, part of the liberal media. Choose your media input carefully. As a boomer, I was not suspecting that to happen. But once I figured it out, I now want to share it. Well, I'm sorry to be such a doggy downer, but I noticed it, I took action, and I wanted to share. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.